Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in for my newest video. I've been seeing a lot of videos online on YouTube about creating your own avatar or whatnot, 3D avatar using Chat GPT and Meshy AI. So I decided to give it a try. Started out with this picture of me and went through Chat GTP, several different tries, and this was what they came up with. Looked a lot older in this picture. Everything else wasn't bad, I just looked a lot older in it. And so then also went to, after doing several of those in Chat GTP, went to Meshy AI and took some of those pictures, had them render some 3D models from the pictures, and just a lot of them did not come out great. As you can see, just a lot of things were off in a lot of them. Some weren't good, just looked weird. Just kept trying, using different pictures. I wasn't seeing anything I liked. And you get free 100 free tokens, and I think each time you do it is like 10 tokens. So you can get several different tries for free starting out. And these were the models it kept coming up with. I just wasn't happy with a lot of them. And then these were using, like I said, the Chat GTP 3D rendered pictures. And then finally I just tried the original picture itself, and it actually worked a lot better. And this was the model here that I ended up choosing. That one and this one wasn't too bad. The helmet was a lot better on this one, but I like the face a little more on that. So that was the one I chose and 3D printed it. I even tried my logo, just the straight picture of it, to see what it would generate, and they just all came out weird looking. So yeah, I chose that model, downloaded it, and then 3D printed it. Here's the finished 3D print. Took quite a while there, but did several attempts. Started out with the rest of the PETG I had, but was having issues with that. So this one just used the last of the black PLA, and then started using the gray. Had issues with these far outside supports. When I first started printing, would use the default setting for the supports at 20%, and always had a hard time getting them off, would break the model and everything like that. So I started using about 0.5%, and that always seemed to work well. They're a little weak, and I think that's what happened to these. They started shifting and moving when the print head was printing them, and so it caused some layer issues here at the hands, right around where the hands are, and the helmet right there at the base of the helmet. So I think probably my next one I'll use the supports and maybe do 10%, see how well that does, if I'm able to get them off without breaking the print itself. But yeah, it ended up not being smooth. The right hand holding the helmet wasn't too bad, a little mangled up, but the left hand, there was a layer shift on it down towards the bottom, but was able to fix that and hide that as part of the edge of the gauntlet. And here's one of the PETG tries. They just kept falling or failing and just not adhering to each layer. As you can see, this is just real squishy, not strong at all. And so, yeah, it just wasn't working out. So I gave up on that and went with the PLA. For some reason, that PETG just was not adhering to itself for some reason. And here it is with the supports cleaned off. Got everything scraped down, supports cleaned off. You can see a little bit on that left hand there at the bottom, some of the issues it had. A little bit of issues on the cape, but that's no big deal, as you'll see later. Just kind of giving a whole 3D perspective on it. And since the 3D model wasn't that detailed as far as some of the things I wanted on it, especially the armor, went back in, added it with foam. Did that and then primed it black after filling in some of the layer lines, especially on the armor. Wanted to make that flat, filled it in, and then did this flat black primer. Didn't paint the cape because, again, no need to. Here it is with the paint on it. Didn't paint the face yet. Was leaving that to last. Well, yeah, to last. And there it is, finished with the face and the fabric on the cape. So go over a little more detail on the making of this. As I showed earlier, the model wasn't that detailed, and I was kind of okay with it. My main thing was the shape of the face and the head, but as I showed earlier, had to add foam to the thighs, shin, and shoulder armor to get those extra details that I have on my cosplay. The armor is painted in the same spray paint I used on my armor, the Bear Hammered Gloss Black. Then did the jumpsuit in just a flat black. Did the boots in a gloss black and the belt buckle gloss black. The mythosaur on the helmet, my detail brush was a little crappy. Had split ends and stuff, but I might go back later and fix that up. Just kind of did what I could with a crappy brush. The gauntlets aren't very detailed or accurate as to what I have, but there is some definition there a little bit, so I just left those be. Like I said, I was just trying to get a representation, not to be completely accurately detailed, but have all that painted. The cape, I used the same material that I used to make my cape. It's the charcoal felt gray. I believe it was called charcoal that I got. I had some extra, so wrapped that on the 3D printed part of the cape, make it look more realistic. Glued it down, and then the eyes, I don't know if you can tell, I have green eyes, so I used a dark green and then put in a pupil on the eyes. Just painted the eyebrows on, and then the beard was the same technique I used to make the headless, or not headless head, but the decapitated head for my Sleepy Hollow VHS light. But I used this faux fur that I got from Hobby Lobby. Just I guess it was like with the felt sheets, if I remember correctly. Just a faux fur, airbrushed some brown into it, and then just cut off snippets and glued it on the face, and then went back and trimmed it up, and then dry brushed a little bit of black, a little bit more brown, and then a dark gray, and then white to emphasize the gray in my beard. Yeah, that's it. Oh, and added the faux leather to the holster, the same faux leather that I made my holster out of. And that was another thing with the AI or whatever. I guess it thinks everybody's right-handed because mine was on the left. I always carry mine on the left since I'm left-handed. But it put it on the right side, so I just, what could I do? And then just added the faux leather to it. And then made sure to leave the details of like the gauntlet on the gloves, the shins, and I did forget to add the covers on the boots, but there's no laces on these boots, so it was fine by me. But yeah, that's it. And don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I think just really just got to make a base for it and then display it somewhere. Don't really think I need to make it into a lamp, but just figure out the base. I'm not sure what I want to do with the, as far as a base yet, but just some circular little thing for it to stand on, because it'll stand on its own, but it's not very stable and has a tendency to tip over in some spots. So I think just putting it onto the display base and displaying it is good enough. Again, thanks for watching another video. Hope you liked it. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification button. See when my next video is. I'm not sure when it'll be, but that'll let you know when I do post one. And here is a side-by-side comparison. Skin tone's off, but I think it's accurate enough. And if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go play with myself.